gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Week 2 of the NFL season, it's underway this Thursday. Week 1, not so great, 9-6 win-loss, 6-9 against the spread, and 7-8 over-under. As we know, Tampa Bay, Miami got postponed to week 11, I think it was, both their bye weeks. So I think as it comes later in the season, Tampa Bay, Miami will struggle with not really having a bye week this year. You know, having week 1 bye and then, 16 straight games. So we'll see how that affects those two teams. Do we have more questions than answers from week 1? Tom Savage there in Houston getting benched for Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson looking okay, but obviously the game plan was for Tom Savage, not Deshaun Watson. So I think that kind of hurt him growing. Rams scoring 46 points? What the fuck is that shit? It's the greatest show on turf kind of numbers. Houston's defense? Really? Is Jacksonville for real this year? A lot more questions than answers. New England losing. Is Tom Brady a 40-yard quarterback? I know technically he is, but he was kind of playing like it. So let's get into week 2 and see if we can answer some of these questions going forward. Thursday night, here we go. Houston Texans 0-1 versus the 0-1 Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals getting shut out by Baltimore. Is Andy Dalton not that great? Or is Baltimore's defense better than the Legion of Boom? I don't know. Baltimore has won Super Bowls with the defense before. Houston losing 29-7 to Jacksonville. Whew. I think once they get a Deshaun Watson game plan in, I think he'll be better. Obviously with some of the draws and the quarterback running and all that, kind of like a Russell Wilson type. I think Deshaun Watson can do something. J.J. Watt in that defense needs to step up. Really, letting Jacksonville score 29 on you? Both teams 0-1 start. Figured it'd be different. Cincinnati favored by 5. I got the Bengals winning, covering, and under on the 38. The 0-1 New England Patriots. Who's seen that coming? Really want to know who saw that coming. Versus the 0-1 New Orleans Saints. Is Tom Brady a true 40-year-old quarterback? He played like it. I don't think he is. I think he has something left in the tank. If you remember correctly, what was it, 2012-ish? New England lost to Kansas City on Monday night, 41-14. Or 41-17 or something like that. Tom Brady came back and won 8 straight. Or 7 straight, whatever it was. So, okay. I got New England. They're favored by 6.5. I got them covering. I'm taking the over on the 54.5. Mr. Brady and Mr. Belichick have something to prove, and unfortunately the first victim is the New Orleans Saints, who lost 29-19 to the Vikings. Next, we have the Chicago Bears 0-1. Is it Mitch Trubisky time yet? Versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers, whose game was canceled, versus the Miami. The Bears lost 23-17. Tampa Bay favored by a touchdown at home. Hopefully this game is played. I haven't heard, as of looking stuff up earlier, if anything was canceled. Same way for the NCAA. Haven't figured that out yet either. So, because of Hurricane Irma, I'm wondering if Tampa's going to be able to play. We'll see what happens. Which that would be really bad if Tampa can't play this game. I mean, they could probably move it, but I don't know when they need to move it by. Currently, Tampa Bay is favored by 7. I got them winning, covering. I'm taking under on the 43. Next, we have the 0-1 Cleveland Browns, which to me, Cleveland looked respectable. They lost, yes. They lost 21-18. They lost by a field goal to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just saying, I mean, unless Pittsburgh played down to their opponent, maybe Cleveland's going to have something this year. At least they're not as bad as the heaping pile of shit that the Jets are. Baltimore, beating Cincinnati 20-0. Are they that good, or is that just was Cincinnati that bad on week 1? Baltimore's favored by 7.5. With an over-under of 41, I got the Ravens winning. I have Cleveland covering the 7.5, and I'm taking under 41. Next, with the Arizona Cardinals 0-1 versus the Indianapolis Colts 0-1. The Cardinals losing 35-23 to the Lions. Cardinals favored here by 7.5 on the road. Colts losing 46-9 to Los Angeles Rams. Are the Indianapolis Colts a big flaming pile of dog shit? Yeah, without Andrew Luck, I think they are. With Andrew Luck, I think they're just a big old flaming pile of dog shit. I mean, it's just good God oh fucking money how bad is this team. Maybe Andrew Luck shouldn't come back, sit the whole year out. They get the first round draft pick like the year they got Andrew Luck. And then they could trade Andrew Luck to a contender, and then they can start over again. I got Cardinals winning. I get them covering the 7.5, taking over on the 44.5. Next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles 1-0 versus the Kansas City Chiefs 1-0. This is a really good matchup. Kansas City favored by 4.5 at home. Eagles looked good last week, winning 30-17 versus the Redskins. Well, obviously the Chiefs beating New England on Thursday 42-27. Kansas City winning, covering the 4.5 and over on the 47.5. Next, we have the 1-0 Minnesota Vikings versus the 1-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. Another good matchup. Vikings beating the Saints 29-18 last week, and then Steelers beating Cleveland 21-18. Steelers favored by 6. I have them winning. I have them covering. I'm taking over on the 45.5. Next, with Tennessee Titans 0-1 versus the 1-0 Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow, Jacksonville a 29-7 victory over the Texans, while the Titans fell to Oakland 26-16. Tennessee is favored by 1.5 on the road. You know, I don't think that was a fluke last week. I think Jacksonville's for real this week. I'm giving Jacksonville the 1.5. Taking Jacksonville to win. They're going to cover the 1.5. They're going to be under on the 43.5, and Jacksonville is going to 2-0. No, I'm not on crack. Buffalo Bills 1-0 versus the Carolina Panthers 1-0. Buffalo Bills beating that flaming pile of dog shit, the New York Jets 21-12, while Carolina beat the flaming pile of dog shit San Francisco 49ers 23-3. Carolina favored by a touchdown at home. Have them winning, covering them under on the 42.5. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins, who unfortunately did not play due to Hurricane Irma, versus the Los Angeles Chargers 0-1. Chargers lost on Monday night to Denver 24-21. Chargers favored by 4.5 at home. I got them winning, covering. I'm taking under on the 45. Next, we have the flaming pile of dog shit New York Jets 0-1 versus the 1-0 Oakland Raiders. Raiders are favored by 2 touchdowns at home. I got them winning, covering, and under on the 43.5. Next, we have the Washington Redskins 0-1 versus the 1-0 Los Angeles Rams and their spectacular quarterback, Jared Goff. I mean, the defense scored 3 touchdowns. Wade Phillips to get the defense rolling. Jared Goff, is he the next Kurt Warner? I don't know. Time will tell. Beating the Indianapolis Colts 46-9. Rams are favored by 2.5. I got them winning. I got them covering. I'm taking over on the 46. The Rams are legit. And no, I'm not on crack. The Dallas Cowboys 1-0 versus Denver Broncos 1-0. We have Dak Prescott with that Ezekiel Elliott versus Trevor Siemian. Ooh, damn. I'm actually, the line is Dallas by 2, over under 43. I'm giving the 2 to Denver, picking Denver, winning, covering, under on the 43. I think Ezekiel Elliott's supposed to start a suspension, so we'll see what happens. He may be playing, I don't know. I'm still taking Denver at home. Next, we have these heaping pile of shit, the San Francisco 49ers 0-1 versus the Seattle Seahawks 0-1. Seattle losing to Green Bay 17-9. The line is Seattle by 13.5. I get them winning, covering, and under on the 43. On Sunday Night Football, we have the Green Bay Packers 1-0 versus the Atlanta Falcons 1-0. Let's go, Green Bay. Let's go. Yeah, Jordy Nelson and Aaron Rodgers on one of my fantasy teams. Ty Montgomery on another fantasy team. Let's go, Green Bay. The Falcons beating the Chicago Bears 23-17. Atlanta's favored by 2.5 at home. I'm giving the 2.5 to Green Bay. I'm picking the Packers on the road to cover the 2.5 to win and under on the 53.5. And on Monday Night Football, we have the Detroit Lions 1-0 versus the New York Giants 0-1. Lions Giants by 3.5. Over under 43.5. In prime time, on the road, or at home, excuse me, I don't think Eli Manning can look that bad again. So I'm taking the Giants to win, to cover the 3.5 and under on the 43.5. So we'll see where that gets me for week 2, because week 1 is horrible. But my NCAA picks weren't horrible. NCAA, if you took a look at that, check out the week 2's already by. Week 3 is going to be up, probably more than likely already up, and then put the NFL up. If you watch the week 2 of the NCAA, I was 18-5 win-loss. I was 12-8 versus the spread and 11-9 over/under. For the year-to-date for the NCAA, I was 46-6 win-loss, 30-18 against the spread, and 28-20 on the over/under. Make sure you check out week 3 of that. Excuse me. Make sure you check out, if you're a NASCAR fan, the NASCAR playoff preview, and then the NASCAR Tales of the Turtle 400 preview, the race 1 of 10 in the playoffs. And then check out if you're a wrestling fan, check out the Mae Young Classic finals on Robert Sports Show sometime on Wednesday. The finals is on tonight at 9 o'clock on the WWE Network, and I'll have that review up hopefully sometime tomorrow. So as always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. And don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.